Hello. Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. It's nice to see all of you. How are you all doing? Wait, hang on. There we go. Now I feel like I'm not intruding on Brua and little Ruru. I scared you? You knew I was coming. You knew I was going to appear. You were drawing. Well, boo. But hello, 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 everyone. It's nice to see all of you. Hello, Sarybot, always looking after us. Hello, Living Past. I'm sorry for scaring you. Hello, Mayu May. Hello, Queen Midnight. It's nice to see you. Shroomy, I called you Foxy, even though I know you tell me to call you Shroomy. I don't know why I did that. But hi, Shroomy. It's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. And I hope you've gotten good use out of those hand model stuff that you were doing. The 2D live hands. It's very cool. Hi, Sunshine. Hi, hi. It's nice to see you. How's my Sunshine doing? Jump scare. It wasn't a jump scare. I just said hello. You knew I was going to show up. You knew I was here. You knew I was going to appear. You can't blame that one on me. I feel like my tracker might be slightly further over than I originally had it. Your audio is dull, huh? You don't hear the doubling. I can and will blame you. No, Living, that's not fair. Hello, favorite Irish streamer. Hello, Luke. How you doing? How's the raccoon enthusiast? Can you guys hear the doubling? Do you guys hear the doubling? I feel like if multiple people are not hearing the doubling, it stopped. Okay. Maybe it was. I'm guessing it was on your end. Maybe you opened like a second tab by accident and you closed it, or maybe it was just some weird thing going on. Hello, Mike. Woo. Hello. How are you? Nice to see you. We were both watching Fua. I was listening to Fua. Usually I'm a lot more talkative in his chat, but the past two streams I haven't been able to like chat as much. I've been either busy. Today I was trying to roll out my my like shoulder blade and trap on my right side. It has been as you guys know, I've been complaining about it for the past couple of days, and I finally got my hand on like a yoga ball. Not a yoga ball, but like I don't know what it's called, but it's just a very hard ball, and it's like perfectly. You put it into a sock, you put it behind yourself, and you press yourself into it, into the wall and into the ball, and you kind of just use it to like massage ball. Actually, I think that's literally what it's called. Use it to just massage your muscles, and it's definitely already helped a little bit. I feel like my shoulder blade is a little bit better. I'm gonna do it again after stream. I think a ball and a sock. Yeah, that's what it's for. It's for massaging. You never use a ball and a sock for anything else. But I hope you guys are doing well. I have a short day tomorrow for what I have to do, so that'll be a nice end to, or a nice start to the long weekend, because it's bank holiday weekend. It's the bank holiday weekend this next week. A nice hard ball and a sock. Yeah. You can use it. You can use it to massage things. You can use it to I don't know, like beat. Like if you needed to crush cookies, you could use it for that. But it might be a little bit unwieldy. Like it's basically a maul. You know, it's a maul on a chain. Is that what they call that? Wait, what are those called again? Do you know you can kill someone with $1 and a sock? I didn't know that, Mayume. I did not know that. Like I feel like you know you can kill people with many things, but you know usually that would probably just involve hitting them really hard with it. Crush cookie with hard ball and sock. Oh, I had some really nice soup today. It's been getting colder. I don't know if it's been getting colder for you guys, but it's been 100 pennies. That makes so much sense. I was only thinking of of like $1, the paper money. Or is it cotton? You're not looking forward to next week. You have 4 appointments. Ugh. You'll get through it, Past. I believe in you. You'll get through it, Living. But I haven't had a chocolate biscuit cake in a while. I kind of want some. Oh, I remember I got this one time. This like dark Belgian chocolate biscuit cake, like just baked. Oh, it was one of the best things. One of the most tastiest. One of the most tastiest. It's been raining all day, so it's been bloody cold. Actually, a town probably flooded somewhere. Oh no, that's not good, Mike. It's been lashing here as well, on and off. There was hailstone. Actually, for a little while. It was only for a couple of minutes, but I always like hailstone because it's like you're like sitting down, you're like doing something, and it's like you just hear the pitter patter of rain, and suddenly you hear. Well, it's not like fucking. It's much lighter than that. It's not like laser beams from like a Star Destroyer hitting the planet. Excuse me. Your students were enthralled by the hailstone today. Ah, you got hailstone too. Oh, that's cute. Hailstone is better than hellstone. Yeah, true. That's cute though. I imagine that they were all like they heard the sound, they ran over and they were like looking out the window. You made chocolate with chocolate chip banana bread the other day. Wait, hang on, let me read that again. You made a chocolate with chocolate chip banana bread the other day. That sounds really good. That sounds really good, Shroomy. Why haven't I had banana bread? I remember back in lockdown, banana bread was all the rage. It was like here for like a couple of months, and then it's just like I haven't seen some since. It's good to see some people are keeping it up. We actually had to just give them about 2 minutes at all to stand in the window and watch the hail. There was no competing with it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, that would probably be me today. if I like I kinda did the same. I was doing stuff, and then the hail started, I stopped what I was doing and I stood up and I looked at it. Yeah. So yes, I think that may prove that Rua is as mentally developed as like a bunch of second year students. Not second year, sorry, second class students. No, not even second class. Are they like senior infants? Uh-oh, that's not good, Rua. Banana bread is really good and easy to make, to be honest. You can see why it was a COVID trend. It is very, very simple to make. I need to get more into bacon, though. Senior infants, yeah. Listen. Early senior infants too. Many are still only 5, so that is the lowest. That is the lowest we have determined that Rua's brain is at. 5 years of age. I was about to say Goo Goo Gaga, but I think if a 5-year-old is saying Goo Goo Gaga, you have a little bit more of a concern than him being distracted with hailstone, you know. Oh yeah, all the 5-year-olds are saying Goo Goo Gaga. Do you guys ever have those, talking about like children, you guys ever, like, you're sitting on like a bus or something, or like you're just standing waiting for stuff, and there's like a baby in a carriage, not a carriage but like a pram, and he's like just looking at you, he just stares at you, and usually these ones often have like the biggest eyes. They just look at you and they just hold their stare at you. And like you can either not pay attention to them and just go about your day, or you can look at them and like do a face at them and make them giggle. The worst though is when you do a face at them or you look at them and then they start crying. It's like, why are you staring at me? Why did you stare at me until I looked at you and then you cried? What the fuck? How dare you? You hate babies. They creep you out. Oh no. If a 5-year-old was saying that, they were probably hit with the hailstone. Yeah, one of those. They're probably hit with one of those like big ass hailstones that you hear about here and there. It's like it's the size of a baseball. Do you laugh when kids fall over? Yes. It's funny as long as they're not hurt. If they just like stumble, then yeah, of course it's pretty funny. Like I saw a video today. I saw a video of a child like cycling down a grassy hill, and there was a bunch of trees, but they were very thin trees, and there was more than enough space to go between them. And the child cycling down, he's not even cycling. He's just sitting there going down, and the dad yells out, "Don't hit the tree!" And wouldn't you know it, he hits the tree dead on. Dead on. It's very funny. Dumbass baby. A biblical hailstone. But you have to remember, Mike, you and everyone here was once a dumbass baby. Not me, though. Not me. I was very smart as a baby. Except for that time I picked up my mother's brand new, like, gifted Christmas gift, like, makeup set. And I turned it over myself. I picked it up because I could reach it. I lifted it up and I turned it over, and she came home to a golden baby made with much makeup. But hello, Manuel. It's nice to see you. Ruadh was a high-class, intellectual baby. Yeah, except for that one moment. You were never a baby. You came into this world a grown man. Jesus, that must have sucked for your mother. That poor woman. What a trooper, though. What a trooper. She's just like... She's carrying you for like 17, 18 years. I think what makes them creepy for you is the fact that you can't hold eye contact, and that's all they do. I feel like sometimes I hold too much eye contact. I'm quite good with eye contact. But I hear that as well, that sometimes, like, people with bad social skills hold eye contact too much because they put too much stock into holding eye contact. But for me, it's just like doing the thing. Those old school makeup sets were wild. I don't know much about makeup, but thank you for the follow and the first time chat, Morky Mork. I like that name, Morky Mork. It's a good name. Yay, Christmas. And I love Christmas, don't get me wrong, but you just made me remember. I was walking down a street a few days ago, and I saw a fucking shop putting up bright Christmas lights. They were putting up reindeer, they were putting up Christmas tree stuff. I wanted to strangle them. I was like, what are you doing? And they were turned on, by the way. They were turned on. I wanted to fucking... Hello, Bubbles. Hi, Bubbles. Also, hi. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I get distracted talking about things. I saw you. Hi, Bubbles. Hi, it's nice to see you. Hi, baby bunny. Thank you. Thank you, Crespian, for the hydrate. They forgot Thanksgiving. We don't have Thanksgiving, but yeah, it's very annoying. Fellow Irishmen, and Halloween first. No Christmas talk. Yes, exactly. It's so annoying. Why don't you put up Christmassy, or why don't you put up Halloween things? Why does it have to be Christmas? Sure, Dunn's has selection boxes in at the start of October. Now, I'm not gonna... Yeah, they're the Christmas kind of selection boxes. Why don't they make Halloween-themed selection boxes? Doesn't that make sense? You give out candy. You give out candy at Halloween time. Why don't they do... Like, I'm sure they do, but why? You're low-key kind of dumb. It's okay, baby bunny. It's okay. We all are. It's time. No, it's not time, Mike. I'm anti the time. I know it's going to be Halloween. It's going to tick over. Hello, Vortis. It's nice to see you. Hello. I know Vortis is following and it says first time chat. I don't know if you guys can see that, but Vortis is a streamer friend. Halloween selection boxes would be class. Spider jellies, ghost banshee. Yeah, they don't even have to do a whole lot. They could just like, it's like, it has like the themes of it, and then it's just a normal chocolates. Hello, Slushy. No, don't poke me, Slushy. How dare you? Don't poke me. Hello, Pip. It's nice to see you. Can agree about Christmas, but not BIAB. Of course. Halloween is next week. It is exciting. I once again did not really do... I'm sorry, I've been busy this week. I meant to skeb like a mummy Ruadh. Okay, I'm gonna figure something out. I'm gonna get a mummy Ruadh skeb. I'm gonna look it up. No, but I also need to re-record my vocals. I need to set up my... I show what should do. Being a streamer is hard. Calling you a streamer is being generous. That's okay. It's okay. Finally, you can catch a stream. Yay! Yeah. I started stream a little bit later than usual, so maybe that helped. So many things, so little time. Very hard to keep track of everything. Are you gonna do anything for Halloween? What, Pip? You know me. Am I gonna do anything special? Am I really gonna do a special stream? You think I have stuff prepared? No, I start stream 5 minutes before I'm trying to decide what to do. When you move out, you plan on getting a TF2. I might do like a horror game. So maybe a 2-foot tree. So I read that first as TF2. Then I was like, no, it has nothing to do with TF2. Then I read it as 2-fort. A 2-fort tree, which is a TF2 map with lights that change color and ornaments for every holiday year and change. So that would kind of be based. That would kind of be pretty based. Honestly, you don't get all the spooky time vibes. All you want is life. All you want is life at the summer with degrees starting at 25 degrees. See, that is where you and I, Luke, are very, 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 very different people. Very different people. I do not like the heat. I do not like the heat at all. I much prefer the cold. I like, you know what? I do like when it's like springtime. Springtime's very wet. Autumn's quite nice though. Autumn, like when the leaves are just color. No one does. Any Halloween parties? I might have one planned. Well, not planned, but I know of a few, and I may go to one. But here on stream, I need to talk to Daya about like changing up my model and like adding a bunch of little things, because I remember he once made. Hello, Juliana May. Thank you very much for the follow. I remember one time he like became a zombie with his model. It was really cool. You go into a ticketed event in a bar, has a free bar included with the price. Ooh, be careful, Morky Mork. Always be watchful. Be careful, but I'm sure you'll be fine. So I know how to say Rua, but could you go with the rest of your name to see if you could be mentally pronouncing it right? Of course, it's Rua, Ua, Quilta. Rua, Ua, Quilta. The last part may have not been being pronounced right. You like heat better? Nope. Dog Rua. No, we have reindeer Rua for Christmas. You were almost right. Good job. I'm proud of you. Could always do name pronouncing redeem. But if people ask, I'm going to do it anyway. It's just there because it's funny. But you want dog. Hello, Sochi. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you. I just remember this is meant to be an ASMR stream and I'm just chatting away. But you know what? This is usual for my reading streams. We'll get into the reading at some point and we'll be nice and cozy. You have something similar. You're going to a goth nightclub because their Halloweens are awesome. That sounds amazing, Slushy. That sounds... Wait, Slushy, are you gonna be goth? Are you gonna be going as a goth? Is that what you're... Is that... What if you dressed up as a goth, Slushy, okay? You dressed up as a goth to, like, fit in with the crowd, you know? For Halloween. Because you're going to a goth nightclub and you get there and you walk in and everyone's dressed in normal clothes. They're all dressed in, like, business clothes. Like, business casual to business. There's a lot of suits. They're all... They're all dressing up as what they hate. Non-goths. You do that normally when you're there. For Halloween, you have a costume. Ooh, that sounds fun. I don't know. I don't think there's a goth nightclub here. That would be pretty cool. Let me see what I can do for you. Name pronunciation redeem. Rua Ua Quilta. Rua, Rua, Rua. Ua, Ua, Ua. Quilta, Quilta, Quilta. It was Corpo night after all. The goths are actually dressed up as minions. You could... I'm just imagining you walking up to someone in a minion costume. You like tap their costume and they turn around and they just have the dour face of a goth with all the piercings. I feel like a minion costume would be... I feel like a lot of those costumes would get like popped from all like the spikes and piercings that they could possibly have. They're all just walking around with completely deflated minion outfits. You're only missing the wuss sound in Quilta. Good job. That's pretty close. Did a Chrome Jock just coon you live on stream? Huh? Oh, I see. There was some kind of I see what you did there. whom? I don't. No. You haven't dressed up for Halloween in like over a decade. Last time I didn't. You were a dice? That's really cute. That's I would need for them to like sit into their costume so I can roll them. I can throw dice. I wanna roll a D20 of my I wanna roll my friend as a D20. You had our Halloween dress up for school. One kid came in as a box of cereal. Was he healthy cereal though? Was he healthy cereal? Just a white box with black dots on. I see. At work? Or did something happen? You're just exhausted? Ah, Pip. Rest well, okay? Rest well. Samhain is great for paranormal investigators. You plan on going this year? Ooh, have fun, Manuel. I think just like the vibe of Samhain. For those of you who don't know, Samhain is basically the Irish term for Halloween. Do you have an IRL Halloween costume ready? No, I'm not. No. It's been a while since I've dressed up as well. It's not Samhain. It's not Sam Hain. Thank you, Midnight, for the head pat. Thank you. Well, Iha Samhain, I should say. Thank you, Vortis, as well, for the head pat. Thank you. Can you freak out off topic real quick? Sure. Didn't even know it was an Irish term? Yep. Supernatural did an episode for Halloween and a demon was called Sam Hain. Oi, everyone's poking and petting. Stop it. I'm too much. It's too much. There's too much going on. I'm getting sensory overload. No. That is disgusting, Morky Mork. If I saw that, if I heard that, I would also. I'm physically like cringing right now. You didn't know it was an Irish term. Halloween comes from the Celts. Well, it comes from Irish tradition. There's loads of stories about it, but yeah. No, thank you for the head pat again. Attack! How dare you, Pip? You're all ganging up on me. You're all being mean to me. Sleep is for the weak. No, actually, when you build a... Thank you, Haru, for the face hold. Actually, you build the most amount of muscle when you sleep. Your body does most of its repair work when you sleep. You're looking for an inspiration for a new tattoo about Greek mythology, and all you see is Icarus. But why do so many people have an Icarus tattoo? Really? I well, there's certain ones you definitely don't want to go down. You could do Who came out of like Zeus's balls again? Or was that his forehead? You could just do a ball sack. It was Athena. I'm sorry. I thought there was one about down below. I thought there was one about down below. I thought there was a story in Greek mythology about it also. Most of Zeus. Yeah. I'm still right. I'm still technically right. For Zeus, Athena just traveled up his skull, apparently. All the anabolic stuff happens at night. You have a pendant that's labyrinth themed. Ooh, that seems neat. You ruined your sleep schedule a while ago. I did too. Drown ho. Okay, Haru, fine. Are you thinking about Apollo or Achilles? We can't decide. I'd go Apollo. I think Apollo is pretty neat. I think Apollo is a neat guy. Your next tattoo is just a dark sign. You know what you could get as a tattoo that's never been done before? You could get yin and yang. It's so like spiritual. Yeah. You know when I did the Yeah. That might be a little complicated, though. You pay them enough money. Hopefully they're good. Haru, when I did the deep voice for the drown hole, it made me just think about all the arguments. You're so original. Next, you'll be telling me to use paper to wipe your butt. You don't use a bidet? You're behind the times. I also don't use a bidet. We don't have one. I want to see what it's like, though. It seems like an interesting tool. You love your bidet. Okay, wait, no. Buy one, but how do you like set it? Like, do you just like do you like attach it to your tap? Is that how it works? I don't think my tap would work that way. It's not. It's kind of like a non-standard tap in terms of shape. Or do you like attach it to, and then you can like take it off or something? Or I don't understand. It's weird, but it makes you clean. What's a bidet? So a bidet, Pip, is like it's connected by itself. Or you can okay, interesting. A bidet, Pip, is a tool that you it fires a jet of water after you do your business to help clean. You know, I don't want to. You know, I want to move away from this conversation as quickly as possible. I must say, the moment I brought it up, I was immediately regretting it. You have Irish ancestry on your dad's side and some Greek on your mom's side. Ooh, very neat. You change your mind. Yeah, I heard that it is pretty good. I have heard that it is pretty good. I just always imagine the people using it though going around with like soggy butts, like soggy underwear. You just stop being curious, but you can't help it. Yeah, curiosity killed the cat and disgusted the Pip. That was the most Irish thing you've heard on Twitch. This conversation is making me uncomfortable, so let's move on. You can wipe, yeah, but I imagine that, like, I like to imagine that there's people who, like, have never used it before. They're using it for the first time, and they do it, and they're like, well, it's meant to clean me. And then they stand up, and they just pull up, and they're like, done, and it's like, and just walk, and there's the big wet spot on their pants. What was I gonna say? No, oh yeah, sorry. What I was saying, Pip, not Pip, sorry, Haru, that you, when I had to do the deep voice for the drown hole, it made me think about all the arguments and like posts and clapback posts that are going on Twitter, all about the No, I just said your name. I didn't like read your comment. I just said your name, and I was like, oh no, sorry, I meant Haru. That's going on around male VTubers and female VTubers. It's so fun seeing the same arguments that I saw like 4 years ago being rehashed, and everyone's jumping on it. Everyone's making comments about it. So fun, so fun. Only non-binary, I suppose, maybe. You know what? Maybe that's what I should do. I should step into this ring and just attack them for no reason. That would go well for me, right? If I just went after the non-binary streamers. You bitch! No, don't be mean to me. Keep me out of this one. That's the easy target. That's not gonna destroy me. You're gonna get jumped one day, I swear. Well, I did get jumped before when I was younger. I got punched a few times and I popped up and threw a few digs back, and then I jumped and ran under a tree and got away. Please don't attack your community. I'm joking, Manuel. Don't show any community favoritism. Attack everyone. Always escalate. That's so true, Mike. That's so true. That's my way of working, though. That's my way of working. That's my way of being. If you guys come into my chat and you say mean things, even if you say nice things, I might just go after you. Don't attack you. You're good. You know, okay, I won't attack Mayume. I won't attack Pip. No. Mike, no. I don't get the drama stuff. You get big man. Yes, Haru. I'm sure. I'm sure. Thank you for the face hold. I'm sure Mike knows all about the type of posts you get on Twitter. Because all I just regularly hear him complaining about that. Just getting spammed. I mostly post. If I retweet stuff, it's usually either my friends' streams or announcements, or it's Genzuki art. I need to start making more. Tweeters. I need to start making more tweets myself. Of course, yeah, of course it's Genzuki. But do you have any grapes? You gotta go to the lemonade stand. Oh no. A Pip walked up to a lemonade stand and she said to the man, run in the stand. Hey, bump, bump, bump. Got any grapes? She didn't wait for his answer and then she waddled away, waddle, waddle. And then she mugged him later, as Pip does. Haru's post flooded it all. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry, that's all you see. 29 terabytes. It seems to be decreasing. Last time I checked. Secretly, rather than my CICU pickpocket. The duck from the duck song is a female. I actually I don't think so. I think at some point they mention. I think they say he. At some point in the story. No, maybe they just always refer to it. It's a duck. I think it is. I think it is as well. But I said Pip because I said Pip. Oh wait, no, Pip is a fuck. No, Pip has never revealed. I think I just because Pip always asks for kisses. I just assume. Well, no, it's because I think of all of you as Fujos, and Fujoshis are typically female. Fudanshis are the male version, I believe, of Fujos. Like Mike is technically, I believe, a Fud. Is that right? A Fudanshi? But Mike, you don't use that term. You use the Fujo term. Fujoshi. You always called me a she, though. I know I do. I know I do. I don't think you've ever. I don't think you've ever said. I think you said. Did you say Annie is fine, or am I getting in trouble now? You identify with Fujos. You are a Fujo, Mike. Then he waddled away, waddle waddle. Then he waddled away, waddle waddle, till the very next day. Dun 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 dun. Oh my God! Singing. I messed up. I messed up on my cover. You need a spreadsheet of everyone's pronouns at this point. No, I'm gonna continuously mess them up. And misremember people. That's how I make friends. You remember hearing the story where a guy saw a lemonade stand, went up and asked for grapes, and the kid gave him a blank stare, and put a bowl of grapes. No, don't stab me, Manuel. I'll dodge. But I messed up my cover. The cover I was working on. I sang it. I was slightly off pitch when I was doing it. I sang the song as if it was 3 semitones down rather than the 5 that I'm doing. I think for 1 or 2 choruses I did 4. But clearly I was starting wrong. I was starting on the wrong pitch. So I was doing a third, I think. I was basically doing a major third of... Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I was doing a major third... Wait, no. 1, 2, 3. Hang on, I gotta check something. Yeah, a third. I was thinking, do you count the first note again? Do you count the bass note? He, they, by the way. Good to know. I will not remember. No, I probably will, because Manuel has a masculine sound. I think that's when it throws me. When it's like, for example, I always mix up Lila, because Lila has, like, that to me is a feminine name. And then Lila just attacks me. I'm like, I'm sorry. Shaking your head. Don't shake your head at me. I'm gonna change your to Fujo now. You thought it was an intro page where you can say your gender? Wait, where? Oh, wait, yeah, the introductions page on Discord. Yeah, I should, like, review that, I guess. Maybe. But yeah, so the cover that I sent over to, for Tipsy, that I sent over to the guy who's going to be mixing it, I just messed up. I messed up the vocals. They were effectively a major third to the pitch that I should be doing them on. So I messed that up, and now I have to re-record them. It sucks because that day as well, the day I was singing, my voice felt so free. My voice felt so free that day. But I'll just have to redo it and just try and get it at the right noise. We chatted today, actually, me and the mixer, Rena. But I'll show you guys him later. He's a good singer. We chatted today. He was just showing me what I did wrong. And obviously, if I can sing on pitch better, he can correct it. He doesn't have to correct it as much. On Discord. So, yeah. And the worst part is I did like a couple of takes. So, like, I spent all that time for nothing. What's that face? What's that face, Mike? Why are you Kaz shy? Why are you Kaz shy right now? Doing the little fingers, the little fingies. I like that. Hey, so the Tipsy song. What about it? Also, this, by the way, is my like new favorite emote, or at least one of my new favorite emotes. This Daya emote. The lyrics on the official video are kind of. You don't talk about those lyrics, Mike. You don't get to talk about those lyrics, okay? You're gonna hear me sing the Japanese. None of you are gonna know what the Japanese means, and we're not gonna talk about what the translation is. Okay? That's how it's gonna go down. Why, Pip? Don't go read the translation. Don't go read the translation of that song. Okay? None of you are allowed. Something about... Shh. Shut up. Shut up. You're gonna copy and paste? No. No. In the comments. On the YouTube video? Okay. But, like, I'm saying it in Japanese. Like, I don't even know that language, so it doesn't count. I'm basically just making noises in a way that approximates the Japanese language, too. I don't speak it properly, so I'm not truly saying those words. Girl, you're learning it. Don't be mean to me. And I haven't been doing very well on that. I've been doing Wanikani, but I've been just finding it very hard to find time to actually go through Genki. I need to do better. I need to do better on that. He also actually recommended me a microphone for singing, so maybe I should. Is basically Japanese is basically just making noises. No, I said I was making noises that approximate the language, not that it's just making noises. Okay, cancel? No, you're not allowed. Cancel me. Cancel rule. No, this is like the 20th time you guys have cancelled me. Don't thumb me down. Don't thumb me down. Soap Lagoon is fun to read the English translation of. Start a Google Docie, someone. I'll take on your Google Docie. I'll release my own Google Docie. 1,000 pages strong. For no reason. For something that probably could have taken, like, I don't even know what was happening there, to be honest. That was a lot of pages. I listen, I pay attention to the odd drama here and there. I ain't going reading 1,000 pages, lady. You can't read all of that? Yeah. I can't read. I say as we're doing a reading stream. I've just been making it up the whole time. Is this... Do I even do this as a reading stream? Do I just keep going? Because it's already 11. I can stay up for a good while, actually. Because I don't need to be up. You need glasses, Grandpa. I actually don't. I believe it's you guys who need... I believe many of you need glasses here. I actually don't need glasses. I don't use glasses. Hello, Romer. It's nice to see you. How are you? Just changed the stream name. Nah, we'll get into the reading in a little bit, I think. It's only been like 45 minutes. It's usually like an hour. It's usually like an hour before we get into the reading. You think that's only you? No, no. You guys wear glasses. I have 20/20 vision. I don't know actually. I never. I had an eye physical. I had like an overall physical done before, to go do boxing, but I never. You got 100 vision, Pip. I think that means you could like see what. But I never got like the numbers. I just read the chart. I dare you to read the English translation of Soap Lagoon by Mass Works Design. I will check that out in another stream. Hang on, I'm going to. If you put that in Rua Reminder, Rua Reminder, I'll probably more likely do that. I think. Don't call me out in your glasses. I'm sorry. Chilling by the fire is always nice and toasty. From what I've heard, 20/20 vision is like, it's not bad at all. It's like just like good. Like it's normal vision where you don't need any glasses, but it's not like super amazing. Like I think it can actually go higher. I think does it go higher or lower? But like, you know, 25/25 vision or something is apparently possible. Put it in Rua Reminder and he will ignore it. No, it can go higher. That's what it is, Crespian. But if you had like 24/32, like one eye was really sharper than the other, that probably wouldn't be good. But they're both like really good vision, so he'll say no to it. No, if you guys put it in, I'm sorry. The last time someone put something in Rua Reminder, I did it. You're old and can't even differentiate between me and Pip. Pip, I don't even know why you'd make that comment. Are you having an outer body experience right now? Maybe means no. That's so true, actually. That's so true. I often wonder how take your meds on. Do you think that wasn't a joke? Do you think that wasn't a joke? I often wonder how, you know, people who are like English second language people deal with like what's it called, sarcasm, especially if you like in Ireland, for example. Like a common phrase in Ireland is if you ask someone to do something, is they say I will, yeah. Like if I say I will, yeah, that means I'm not doing it. There's not a chance I'm doing that. I often wonder how those type of things go for those people. Because I think in some languages and cultures, sarcasm isn't that big of a thing. Like I'm sure sarcasm, like it will always exist in some form, but it will be more common, I think. English is your second language. You're so confused when you come across a word question in maths. Oh no, do you mean like Haru can draw 10 pieces of Fujo art a day? How many art pieces, how many Fujo pieces can Haru draw in 2.5 years, assuming a 360-day year? For some reason, I remember when I was doing that, there was like some formulas would say, please use a 360-day year. I was like, what are you talking about? That's not a year. Like how no, yeah, no means no, and yeah, no, yeah means yes. Yeah, no, yeah. I love that. That's one of my favorite ones as well. Yeah, no, yeah, or yeah, no, wait, no, yes. No, maybe yes. No. I actually confused myself a little there. Downgraded from art pieces to Fujo pieces. I'm sorry. But it's true. It's not true. Fujo pieces can be art. They often are art. Your Turkish teacher thought the principal was going to take an arm and a leg because the other teacher said the breaker ink was costing an arm and a leg. That's so funny. That's so cute. Oh, but see, that's the thing. If I like go and try and learn Japanese, and if I ever try and do, you ignored my. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on, let me stretch. Let me see if you guys can hear my like shoulder cracking. I don't think you guys heard it. Anyway, what are we doing? I cracked and reset my brain. I forgot what we were talking. We were talking about like language, yeah. If I started like trying to speak Japanese, like if I got to the point where I finished both Genki books, I started trying to speak in Japanese. Not only are you guys gonna be like, wow, Rua's really bad at this, but also I feel like I could get a Japanese fan base because they'd be like, oh, he's like a baby. He's like a baby. Listen to him. What if I like immersion's a big thing in learning a language? That's why people can learn English really well, is they often like immerse themselves in English topics by accident. Not by accident, but because like so much of the internet world is in English, you end up learning it through that. Hello, Kira. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi, I'm new. Hi, new. I'm Rua. How are you? But like I often think about, bad joke. No, good joke. Good joke. Very highbrow humor. Thank you. Hi Zan, as I so see you. Thank you for the hydrate. Good joke, thank you, Manuel. Thank you for the head pat too, Zan. But I often, if I did my immersion, like if I went really big into and I was like always listening to Japanese stuff, but I mainly listened to like Genzuki Tojiro, for instance. And Genzuki has a high-pitched voice, and I know nothing about like accents really. I know that in Japanese they have like terms of phrases that are masculine and feminine that you would use if you were a woman or a man. And you also have kind of slightly more neutral ones. Now, what if I was like, what if Genzuki has like a very not like, because I know he uses the masculine terms, but what if his like accent, his like intonation is very feminine? I don't know this. That's the thing. I don't know what those would be. And what if I end up getting that accent by accident? Accent by accident. That was tricky to say. Hello, D. How's Miss D doing? How's Miss Demon doing? It's nice to see you. How's my favorite angel girl doing? Accidental femboy. But that's what could happen, though. That's what could happen. I could learn Japanese super well. I can like almost speak it like at a very casual level, and then I go to Japan, and they're like all the ladies and all the men there are like, why do you sound like that? Why are you talking? You must be. So one of them, like I'm gonna walk past. I'm gonna say hello to an old man walking down the street, and he's gonna look at me. He's gonna be like, in Japanese, so you're one of them gays, huh? Oh, Motechi has a beautiful speaking sound. He does, D. He does. What I'm saying is that I don't know if Genzuki's accent, for example, would be considered a slightly more effeminate way of talking for a man. So this is this kind of stream. It's the one where I'm kind of just rambling. Sorry, by the way, your English is not really that good. Your native language is French and Japanese, but you'll do your best. Your native language is French and Japanese. That's impressive. That's really cool. Well, bonjour. Je m'appelle Rua. That's about all I remember from my French classes. And konbanwa. Watashi wa Rua desu. But you can understand English. Nice. You tried learning French in middle school, but that was years ago. I was decent at it, actually. I was decent at it. Je m'appelle hip-hop. Je suis fou. I don't know what that means. Onyo. Thank you, Zan, for the head pat, by the way. Found this cute little emote. Oh, look at it. Oh, little mushroom, man. Little mushroom with a bell. That is cute. That is cute. Ahoy, foolish sim. I'm sorry. Excuse me, fool. My name is Rua, not Fuasim. I think you're looking. If you're looking for the Fua simp, he's right there. His name is Sick of Mike. You'll find him. Thank you for the head pat living. Name pronunciation. Thank you, Apop, for the name. You can also strangle him. No, don't strangle the the mushroom man. Rua, ua, quilta. Rua, ua, quilta. Rua, ua, quilta. Dad brought home 6 half-gallons of milk, and now you got plenty of chalky milk. That's a lot of milk. I hope you guys drink all of it. I don't know, boy kisser. I feel like you're talking to Mike still. I'm sorry, Kara. I swear, we're usually not this bad. They're just incensed about this topic. It's not my fault. Fua's femboy. Okay. I was listening. You know what song got stuck in my head? The little guy got an axe. Yeah, he's angry at you for squeezing him. He's gonna cut off your hand. It's a sad day. You can't sleep. I'm sorry, living. Please do the best to sleep. You simp for both of us. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. It's very kind of you. But anyway, I was thinking of the song. It's usually not this bad. Sure. No, D. No, you're not allowed to say those words. You're not allowed to bully me. You're my angel friend. You're meant to be nice to me. No. You did sleep for 11 hours. That's probably why. Wait, my story. Oh yeah. So the song I was thinking about. I'm just a teenage dirtbag. You know that one? Where's the lyrics on that? You know how at one point the guy goes into a really high pitch? Like there's like 2 women in the band, but he still does it himself. I was like doing that voice in my head. And I was like, what if I did a cover of that? It's called Teenage Dirtbag. And I was like, what? How do I do that voice? I want to try it. And I was like, I was thinking if I did it on stream, you guys would call me mean words. Like instantly femboy is what I'd be called, but I want to try it. So let me try and get it. Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, baby, with me. I lost it on the me a little bit. I ran out of air. Maybe that's why that guy in the video, he goes like, he breathes in really deep, so he gets all the air. I wonder could I get better? Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, baby, with me. Okay, I really went into my head voice there. Early 2000s, Ruadh. Yeah, I just started playing white girl 2000s music. Actually, pretty good. Thank you, Manuel. Shoda Ua. Twitter's been showing me some really concerning stuff recently. It's decided for some reason that my timeline, every now and again, it will show me the Japanese community of women who cosplay as shotas. It's very weird. I don't know why it's doing this. I'm looking at this. I just get this. I just get it on my timeline. I go, huh, and then I scroll. I leave it. And Twitter is looking at your Twitch chat. Maybe. I did not know that community existed, but it's very popular apparently. I think it's just the fact that I'm like, I like so many Japanese stuff that it's probably looking at all the people that I'm like liking, and some of them are probably involved there, and it's just like, we'll here. Aw, cute. I love that emote too. I love that happy emote of Daya. It's very cute. I love using it whenever I make a joke in chat. You're not part of them, but your roommate is. I see, Kira. I see. You love all his emotes. His emotes are very good. His emotes are very, very good. I need to ask him who did his. I love my emotes too. I need you guys to start using Brewer more, though. Hi, Rua. How's your day going? Hello, John Madma. Hello. I know I say this every time, but every time I see your name, I just think of John Madden. The man who made Madden. Thank you, Harry. Thank you. That eases my soul. John Madden. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know you don't like that. I'm sorry. I won't do that again. I can give. I can give. I can if you give me your wallet for subs. Oh, I see. I see. You're stuck with your online name. It was originally the combined name of 2 characters you liked from a manga. But now you don't like one of the characters. You're just stuck with it. You can change your name. You can change your name to on Twitch. But I guess then you'd have to change everything, and that's a massive hassle. I remember DeviantArt. DeviantArt used to make you have to pay to change your screen name. If you wanted to change, she cosplayed you when you were sleeping? What? But yeah, DeviantArt used to make you if you had a name and you didn't like it, you have to pay. You'd have to pay their premium, their premium thing to change your name. Not good. And yeah, I was only active on DeviantArt for a little bit. So I used the username on emails, Discord, Pinterest, Twitch stream, everywhere. Yeah, so it would be way too much of a hassle. Way too much of a hassle. It seems unfair. Yeah, I think most places don't do that anymore. You play Mahjong Soul, and to change your username, you had to buy a specific currency. But hey, you pulled a character you wanted with the leftovers. Okay, you know what? At least there's that. At least there's that. You got that at least. That's important. That's important. Sorry, my nose is a little snippy. I still never understand Mahjong. I don't either. I don't either. All I know though is I one time watched a man lose, and I saw him sitting in. Wait, was that Mahjong? I think it was. He was sitting in the rain, and his wife was trying to get him to come in, and he would just stay there, thinking how he lost. Now that might have been chess, but I understood. I understood. I love that there's a fuck ton of Haru, so you'll never need to change it if you hate Haru. Yeah. I know of 2 YouTubers or VTubers named Haru. There's Haru Mizuki, my Heckhound friend, and then there's Kaida Haru, who's part of the same gen, and was my kind of original Oshi. When I first kind of figured out what an Oshi was, Kaida was it. Kaida Haru, who's gen mates to Genzuki. And there's Nagi Yokai. He's also very cool. They released a cover actually, a 3-way cover on their Val's YouTube channel. It's a very nice. I would recommend you guys check it out. You cheated on him. No, this was before. Like I knew of Genzuki. I watched. Genzuki was the first VTuber I ever actually looked up. Like I knew of Gargura. I knew of all the funny. I knew of the funny Japanese girls saying the funny word on GTA 5. I knew of those memes, but it was a video of. It was a video that just caught my eye. It was Niji Sanji livers, male livers speaking in Japanese, or no, speaking in English. Why they speak? Of course they'd be speaking in Japanese. They're Japanese. Speaking in English, and I was like, I think the thing that caught me was, wait, male VTubers? I didn't know that was a thing, and I like clicked on it because I just never thought that could be a thing, and then I watched it, and I watched along, and Genzuki was there. And Genzuki happened to say, yeah, I remember what it was. Genzuki said the word manager. And the way he said it made me think he had like an Irish accent when he said it. Did you know it's now legal to marry fictional characters? Genzuki! Corone and Vivek City. And no wait, hang on. That's not the name. That's not the voice. That's not the voice. Hang on. Let me give me a sec. Let me get that voice. Okay, Mike. I kinda have my Dunmervax voice again. Now, Mike, You goddamn Enwa. Get out of my stream. Okay. No, you have to do it like Corone did it in GTA. No. No. Then I'll get in trouble. No, wait. No, my thing's going to die. I think I mentioned this on the last stream, but I've been really enjoying all like the new voices that I'm learning I can do in streaming, because it makes me do voices. It's gonna die. It's gonna die. No. Your brain is boiling. I'm sorry, Kira. I'm sorry, Kira. Please hook up like a cooler to your brain, please. I don't want you to like burn. Might get an allergy test because you get cramps after eating pizza. That doesn't sound good, Manuel. I would really hate if I was allergic to pizza. You going in for oh yeah, you were mentioning you had some surgery thing, didn't you? Getting 5 teeth taken out in 2 years. First your 4 wisdom teeth, and now getting out a tooth that went past where it was supposed to. Now you got a forever baby tooth. Oh, interesting. I think okay, this might be the last story I tell before we go over and do a little bit of reading, because I do want to do a little bit. And also I feel like this has not been an ASMR stream. Partner is drunk and likes calling. Aw, cute. I can send in the X-ray to Discord if you want. If you want to, that sounds. Is it like the X-ray? That actually sounds kind of neat. But if you want to, of course, make sure there's no identifying imagery or name or anything like that, or even like patient name or hospital name. You know, always be careful about that type of stuff that could potentially dox you. You're lactose intolerant, eggs intolerant, asthma, and you're allergic to alcohol. You know what, Kira? I know someone who is allergic to grass, so I think you're still doing better than them. But that sounds so bad. I'm sorry, Kira. I always think when I hear lactose intolerant, I think you just gotta be more tolerant, bro. You just gotta be more tolerant and drink your milk. You also got your wisdom teeth removed? The 4 of them at the same time? But sorry, I was going to tell a little story about my teeth. So, I am missing. Why are you being racist to milk? Yeah, exactly. You gotta be more tolerant, bro. You can brute force your body into... That's what I say as well, yeah. That's what I say, Vortis. You just gotta drink more milk. You gotta microdose on milk. You have irritable bowel syndrome, but you can still eat cheese like a madman. Based. That does suck, though. I've heard that as well. I don't know how true that is. You probably want to go double check that before you know, trying it. You just cause yourself issues. Anyway, so I am missing on the right side of my mouth, the very back top molar and very bottom back molar. Very bottom. You have one top and one bottom of your mouth, but the very back molars on the same side. One kind of just fell apart because of, I guess maybe I just always chewed on that side and all the sugar went over there. Or maybe I wasn't brushing that side. The other tooth broke because one time I was like being a little bit of an idiot. Okay, I was being a little bit of a... Thank you, Sochi, for the headband. Thank you. I was being a little bit of an idiot. I think I was like young. And I was like pretending to be one of those guys from the cartoons when they like bite down on the meat and they yank it off. And I bit down on the fork and the meat. And the prong of the fork went into the middle of my molar. And snap went my molar. It broke off a chunk of my molar. You got forked in the mouth. I did. Yeah, it was very fucking painful. Like, you know how your molars have like 4 corners, like 4 parts, I guess? I broke off effectively one of those. I can't remember how much of it I broke, but You got an abscess from a chicken fillet roll before? Oh, that sounds terrible. I'm sorry, and they're really good too. So yeah, that sucked. But you know what? You know what? It was long-term planning. Let me tell you why. Do you want to know? I don't know if I have the other two wisdom teeth, but you want to know what happened in the end? Those two spaces I made and the top of my mouth and bottom of my mouth? The wisdom teeth came in. The wisdom teeth filled in that space. I think I was so intelligent as a baby, as a kid, that I was like, I'm going to purposely, I didn't realize I was doing it subconsciously. I was purposely eating all that sugar and destroying that tooth, and I purposely, subconsciously, bit on that fork to get those two teeth removed, so that my molars would come in. That's the story I tell myself, and not that I was a dumb child. You had one for ages. You were scared to get it fixed, but you were so relieved when you finally did. Going to the dentist can be scary. It can be just awkward. You grew in all four of your wisdom teeth and got them all out at the same time. I can't imagine what an impacted tooth feels like. That sounds horrible. Hello, Calypsy VT. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you? It's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Oral surgery lets you keep them too. Based. You just have them in a little box. You feel like if you had all of your stuff done early, tonsils out at like 6, braces at 10, wisdom teeth out around 12. The last time I went to the dentist, actually, he said that he said my teeth are fine, but some of them, like for example, my canine, my right top canine is like twisted slightly. So I have these like two gaps in between my incisor and my first molar. And he was like, you could do braces. We have the Invisalign stuff, the like invisible braces. You could do those if you want to fix it. Thank you. Your whole legal. You're really happy today? Oh yeah, you mentioned that you were having a really good day today. I'm really glad. I'm glad to hear that you're having a good day, Calypsy. Sure, totally grand. That's kind of what I said, but I'm also thinking, should I? You have a sealed bag. Nice. I was actually talking to a friend of mine, and he has, well, not a friend, more of a acquaintance, I suppose, but he's a nice guy. And he has really white teeth. And I was asking him, like, does he get stuff done for his teeth? And he says he does, like, every second year he gets those, like, or twice a year he gets those, like, teeth whitening things. I'm thinking, should I do those? Tempted to get braces, but they're expensive. Your Neko tried to eat me. Oh, psst. Don't eat me. Hey, don't eat me. Don't eat me. You're not allowed. Bad kitty. Bad Neko. Bad Neko. Bad. Psst. Is she like swatting me? Ruadh. Oh wait. It held your message. I'm sorry. You're really hoping you can keep this too that's on your gums. Not only is it under your gums, but the fucker's sideways. Oh no! May I hope they get that out as soon as possible. Not sure how effective they are for owls. Well, the dentist that I went to was like, yeah, you can definitely do them. But I don't know how effective it would be. We're eating Ruadh? Bet? No, only the kitty is. Okay. I'm gonna go to the little warrior's restroom real quick. I'm gonna take another sip of water before I go. I'll always replace that water. And then we're gonna get into the reading, I think. And you are all going to leave because it will now be boring. Irish Spring? No, tap water. Where's my BRB? There it is. Sippy cup. It's a sippy bottle. It's a big bottle. It has like a liter of water. And for some reason there's a hole where the thingy is. So the air's getting in and it makes the noise. Is it normal you're born with toot? I could it be? Could people have their teeth coming in by the time they're born? Reading. Yeah. It'll be actually an ASMR stream then. Ask him to say 333. No, oh wait, 300. Fuck. I'm so used to it being that. I'm so used to it being 333, but this is 33 and a third. 33 and a third. Clicks off stream. Bye, Aeronaut. You were. That's really interesting, Kira. That's really. I never knew that. I always thought that they came in the other way. You say it the same way. Irish people drop the th in many words. In some places it can go even further, and it can become kind of like a D sound. Di. This, that, those. That's more of a Dublin. That's more of a Dublin thing, though. That's more of a Dublin thing. Go up to Dublin, you hear them all talk like that. Well, if not if you're from the fancy parts of D4, but that's how you'd say it, hear it up in Dublin. I'm not the greatest at the Dublin accent. We don't have the th sound in Irish. It's more like, oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the little bathroom, the little bathroom, the little warrior's bathroom. See you guys in a sec. Stop. How dare you? How dare you? Get back here. Get back here. I'm sorry if you're here for ASMR, by the way. I just be really loud. We'll steal your nose eventually. You guys ain't stealing nothing. Is that why so many VTubers don't have noses? Is that why so many of them will have noses? They get stolen by the viewers? Oh, I've discovered something that they didn't want me to know, I think. Two seconds. Okay. You were going up and down the day you were born, so toot is normal. Okay. I just had to stretch that out. There we go. He's not facing us, so we can't get his nose. We're getting inside his ear instead. No, don't poke me in my ear. You guys are gonna get earwax on your finger. It's gonna be sticky. It's gonna be sticky earwax. Don't do that. Poke him again. Was going to say woo. You sound like a. You sound like a minge with that voice on. I don't pay attention to YouTubers. Hello, boy, Wally. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi. Hello. Welcome in, Wally. Do VTubers not have noses? Many of them don't. Many of them, what they have is they have like a line down their face, or they might have like a little button, and it'll have a little bit of shape when they turn. Thank you for those many shakes. I'm not gonna lie. I immediately spotted those legs. A lot of them do not. I follow a lot of ASMR VTubers. They help you do the sleeps. I'm sorry, Morky, then, if you joined for ASMR. We will get into the ASMR, I swear, in a moment or two. I do sometimes do ASMR. Button nosed what? That would be cute. If I had a button nose, you guys would definitely be trying to poke it. You joined for ASMR, stayed for the banter. It's good fun. Good to hear. Good to hear. Usually I do 3DO ASMR as well, and it's a little bit more actually focused on it. Impromptu maid cafe happens again. No, I'm doing my readings. Grow a nose like I'm trying to grow this emote hair. It's really focusing on growing hair. It's really doing its best, but it's very shiny. It ain't doing well. Came for the banter and stayed for the banter. They have so many things on them that you don't look for a nose. I think the thing that always made me is like when I did my debut, I remember when I said something about the nose, and I was like, that's what stood out to me about the face. Well, a lot of things stood out to me about the face, but I was like, I actually have a nose. What does that mean, Mike? I feel like you haven't finished your sentence. You need to finish your sentence. He can do maid reading. He's so bald, very bald. Pet. Bad, Mike. Bold. As Caesar. Okay, I didn't expect that one. Mike. That got me. That got me a good laugh. He walks up to the table with all his commanders, all his legionaries, and he goes, Veni. Doesn't say anything. They just kind of like shuffle a little bit away from him. Here's some hair, yeah. Bob Ross has a good afro. Okay. He knows Latin, clears throat, and points. Which show my emotes are these legs. They were. My brain is hard coded to look at those. I'm definitely a hips man, let's say. Anyway. This has been an interesting stream so far. Hips can't lie. Nope, no they cannot. But I would like to get a little bit of reading done. This stream. You have a nose? Can you see it? Look at the nose. It even has a shadow. When I turn this way, it has the shadow. Do you think Caesar... I'm not... No matter how cute your little emo, little Kaz pokey fingers, I ain't answering that question. Why do we poke? Yeah, Kira. That's why they poke me a lot. They poke me so they can get me in the nose. Where, oh where is nose shadow? Or where can no shadow be? I feel like that's a very good reference, but it's... This is your first time chatting and you're kind of regretting for following a guy who likes this emote. I'm sorry. Are you really saying, how dare I like this emote? Excuse me, boy Wally. I'm going to turn this around and ask, well, why do you have that emote? And why are you using that in your first time chatting in a chat? How dare he like sexy hips? True. I should be bonked with a hammer. Anyway. How dare he have eyes? Anyway. We are going to get into the reading. So, the viewership is about to crash down to like 3 people. But we're going to get into the actual kind of ASMR portion of the stream. How dare you ask me that? You show everyone this emote. I see. You have to get the opinion of everyone. You're cackling so hard when you found out your hips were as big around as some people are tall. Huh? All I'm picturing right now is like those, what are they called? You know, the old, like, Victorian dresses where they had like they were so much fabric to show up how rich they were. Don't be asked. I know they're jokes, but I don't like those jokes. I know everyone's kidding about that type of stuff, but it's always one of those things that I'm just like, I'd rather not push that. If he reads, you're so cooked. I'm going to read. Don't worry. When I actually read, Kira, I'm often much I'm a little bit slower, I think, and I'm a little bit clearer. Finance, fair. Will not do that again. Speaking of finance, hey, my stocks have been doing well. No. I want to get into my reading. I want to get into my reading. Yeah. Okay. So, we're going to be returning to our book on Irish myths and legends, gods and fighting men, by Lady Augusta Gregory. Now, it's been a while since we've read this, so I don't remember what the last story we read was, but I do know where we left off at, so that's okay. Don't get distracted. He's going to get distracted. I ain't going to get distracted. I never get distracted. So we're going to start straight into it. Chapter 12, The Red Woman. And these are all stories about the Fianna, Fionn McCool and all them. One time the Fianna were in Alvuin, with no great work to do, and there came a very misty morning, and Fionn was in dread that sluggishness would come on his men. And so he rose up and said, "Make yourselves ready, we will go hunting to Glen na Schmoll." They all said the day was too misty to go hunting, but there was no use in talking, they had to do as Fionn bade them. So they made themselves ready and went on towards Glen na Schmoll. And they were not far gone, when the mist lifted, and the sun came shining out. And when they were on the edge of a little wood, they saw a strange beast coming towards them, with the quickness of the wind, and a red woman on its track. Narrow feet the beast had, and a head like the head of a boar, and long horns, but the rest of it like a deer. And there was a shining moon on each of its sides. Thank you, Vortis, for the stretch and hydrate. He kind of distracts himself as well. No, that never happens. I never, forget to read once I start and then spend, 30 minutes talking. Thank you. That was... I stretched my arm. I stretched my book arm, the hand holding the book out, and then I brought it across, but it had to, I couldn't get it past my face and my microphone, so I had to, turn my face. That was really stupid. Okay. Fionn stopped and said, "Fianna of Ireland, did you ever see a beast like this one until now?" "We never did indeed," said they, "and it would be right for us to let our hounds after it." "Wait a while," said Fionn, "till I speak with the Red Woman, but do not let the beast go past you." They thought to keep back the beast then, going before it, but they were hardly able to hinder it at all, and it went away through them. And when the Red Woman was come up to them, Fionn asked her what was the name of the beast she was following. "I do not know that," she said, "though I am on its track since I left the borders of Loch Derg a month ago, and I never lost sight of it since then, and the 2 moons that are on its side shine through the country all around in the night time, and I must follow it till it falls, or I will lose my own life and the lives of my 3 sons that are the best fighting men in the whole world." "We will take the beast for you, if you have a mind to it," said Fionn. "Do not try to do that," she said, "for I myself am swifter than you are, and I cannot come up with it." "We will not let it go till we know what sort of beast it is," said Fionn. If you yourself or your share of men go after it, I will bind you hand and foot." She said, "It is too stiff, your talk is," said Fionn. "And do you not know who I am?" I am Fionn, son of Cool, and there are 80 fighting men along with me that were never beaten yet. It is little heed I give to yourself for your share of men, said the Red Woman, and if my 3 sons were here, they would stand up against all of you. Indeed, it will be a bad day, said Fionn, when the threat of a woman will put fear on myself or on the Fianna of Ireland. These stories were written at a different time. You do have a pick, though. Please, I would rather... Listen, you guys can do what you want, as long as you're all grown adults, you're all 18 years of age and or older. But I would rather, again, that type of stuff not occur in my chat and not in my Discord. I'm very serious about that type of stuff. You're cooked too late, forget me. No, Kira. Thank you for joining, Kira. Thank you for joining, Kira. I hope you have a wonderful sleep. I hope you have a wonderful sleep, okay? Sorry, you give head pats. No, don't worry. Just something that I am very careful about. Surprise misogyny. Man, I would never make it in a in a corpo, would I? I'd never make it in Niji Sanji. I'd say one word. I'd make a joke. Instantly dead. Instantly dead. Thank you. It's too early for sleep. I see. Well, a nap you could do, maybe. Or you could, you know what? You could go make some tea. You could get some biscuits, some Jaffa cakes, maybe, if you have them. Some dark chocolate Jaffa cakes earlier. They were really good. And relax a little, if you can. Sorry, my nose is sniffy. With that, he sounded his horn, and said, "Let us all follow now, men and dogs, after this beast we saw." It's only 1 a.m. That's early enough to sleep. That's Kira, get to sleep. Get to sleep. It's a weekday. It's a Friday tomorrow. I say as it's almost midnight. He had no sooner said the word than the woman made a great water worm of herself. And made an attack on Fionn, and she would have killed him there and then, just for Bran being with him. Bran took a grip of this worm and shook it, and then it wound itself around Bran's body, and would have crushed the life out of her, but Fionn thrust his sharp sword into its throat. "Keep back your hand," said the worm then, "and you will not have the curse of a lonely woman upon you." "It is what I think," said Fionn, "that you would not leave my life if you could take it from me. But go out of my sight now, that I may never see you again." Then she made herself into the Red Woman again, and went away into the woods. All the Fionn were gone on the track of the beast while Fionn was talking and fighting the Red Woman, and he did not know in what place they were, but he went following after them, himself and Bran. It was late in the evening when he came up with a share of them, or when he came upon a share of them, and they still on the track of the beast. The darkness of the night was coming on, but the 2 moons on the side gave a bright light, and they never lost sight of it. They followed it on always, and after midnight they were pressing on it, and it began to scatter blood after it, and it was not long till Fionn and his men were red from head to foot. But that did not hinder them, and they followed him on, till they saw him going in at the foot of Knocknarig at the breaking of the day. When they came to the foot of the hill, the Red Woman was standing there before them. "You did not take the beast," she said. "We did not take it, but we know where it is," said Fionn. She took a druid rod then, and struck a blow on the side of the hill, and on the moment a great door opened, and they heard sweet music coming from within. "Come in now, till you see the wonderful beast." "Our clothing is not clean," said Fionn, "and we would not like to go in among a company the way we are." She put a horn to her mouth and blew it, and on the moment there came 10 young men to bring it to her. I'm sure I'm sure many of you would like a horn that you blow that causes 10 youthful men to just appear to do as you bid. Bring water for washing, and 4 times 20 suits of clothes, and a beautiful suit and crown of shining stones for Fionn, son of Cool. The young men went away then, and they came back at the end of a minute, with water and with clothing. Where can I get such a horn? I see, Vortis. I'm making them do chores. So true, that's also. Free labor? Mark's explaining to me the concept of exploitation of the worker, and I'm just like, based? How do I do this myself? When the Fianna were washed and dressed, the Red Woman brought them into a great hall, where there was a brightness on the sun and the moon of every side. From that she brought them into another great room. And although Fionn and his men had seen many grand things up to that time, they had never seen any sight so grand as when they saw this place. There was a king sitting in a golden chair, having clothes of gold and of green, his chief people sitting around him, his musicians playing. And no one could know what colour were the dresses of the musicians, or what colour were the dresses of the musicians, for every colour of the rainbow were on them. And there was a great table in the middle of the room, having every sort of thing on it, one better than another. The king rose up then, and gave Fionn and his men a welcome, and bade them to sit down at a table. They ate and drank their fill, and that was wanting to them after the hunt they had made. And then the Red Woman rose up, and she said, King of the hill, if it is your will, Fionn and his men have a mind to see the wonderful beast, for they spent a long time following after it, and that is what brought them here. The king struck a blow on his golden chair, and a door opened up behind them, and the beast came through it and stood before the king. It stooped down before him, and it said, I am going towards my country now, and there is not in the world a runner so good as myself, and the sea is the same as land to me, and let whoever can come up with me now come, for I am going. With that the beast went out from the hall as quick as a blast of wind, and all the people that were in it went following after it. It was not long till Fionn and his men were before the rest, in front of the hunt, gaining on the beast. And about midday, Bran made the beast run, or made the beast turn. Thank you, Vortis, for the head pat. Pride dresses? I suppose so. And about midday, Bran made the beast turn, and then she forced it to turn a second time. And it began to put out cries, and it was not long until its strength began to fade. And at last, just as the setting of the sun, it fell dead, and Bran was at its side when it fell. Then Fionn and his men came up, but in place of a beast it was a tall man they saw lying dead before them. And the Red Woman came up at the same time and said, High King of the Fianna, that is the king of the Forbolgs you have killed, and his people will put great troubles on this country in the time to come, when you yourself, Fionn, and your people will be under the sod. And I myself am now going to the country of the young, or Tir na Nog, and I will bring you with me if you have a mind to come. We give you our thanks for that, said Fionn, but we would not give up our own country if we were to get the whole world as an estate, and the country of the young along with it. That is well, said the Red Woman, but you are going home empty after your hunt. It is likely we will find a deer in Glen na Small, said Fionn. There is a fine deer at the foot of the tree beyond, said the Red Woman. I will rouse it for you. With that she gave a great cry, and the deer started out and away, and Fionn and his men after it, and it never stopped till it came to Glen na Small, but they could not come up with it. And then the Red Woman appeared to them again and said, I think you are tired now with following after the deer. Call off your hounds for now, and I will let out my own little dog after it. So Fionn sounded a little horn at his side, On the moment, the hounds came back to him. The Red Woman brought out a little hound, as white as the snow of the mountains, and put it out after the deer. It came back and made a leap in under the cloak of the Red Woman. Oh wait, sorry, hang on. It was not long till it had come up with the deer and killed it, and then it came back and made a leap in under the cloak of the Red Woman. There was great wonder on Fionn, but before he could ask a question of the Red Woman, she was gone from sight. And as to the deer, Fionn knew there was an enchantment on it, and so he left it there after him. And it is tired and empty, the Fianna were, going back to Elvuin that night. A doggo, very good doggo, very cute little doggo. That was an interesting story. That's kind of the thing about many of these stories, is they're kind of just, it's almost like a slice of life anime, I feel. I feel like you could make a slice of life anime about the Fianna with the way these stories are. They're often just like, here's a thing that happened. Now, we've seen in some stories them have an actual long tale, but other times it's also just like, this thing happened. And they might reference another story that happened before it, to let you know where it is chronologically, but it's not like, it's still standalone. Oh, I need to get a new mic. I need to get a new mic stand for both my Treedio and my actual microphone, because this thing keeps like nearly falling. It's very annoying. Just slowly tips towards my face. Chapter 13. Is it still broken? The Treedio microphone is. Well, the stand is. I need to buy a new one, but I don't even know what I type in. I need to look up what the stand, like, threads are, I guess. Chapter 13. Fionn went to gathering one time at Éanach Clocair, and a great many of the men of Munster crowded to it. The horses of the Fianna were brought there, and the horses of the men of Munster, and they ran races together against one another. And Fiachu, son of Owen, was in it. And when the games were over, he gave good presents to Fionn, a lasting black horse that won the 3 great prizes of the gathering, a chariot, and a horse for the chariot driver, and a spear having a deadly spell, and weapons of silver, and 3 comely hounds, Fame and Deirchaim and Dealith, having collars of yellow gold and chains of white bronze. And Fionn rose up and gave his thanks to Fiachu, son of Owen, and he and his people set out to the house of Cachar, at Cluan the Cloch, and they stopped 3 days, feasting in Cachar's house. And then Fionn gave him the price of his feast and his ale, 50 rings and 50 horses, and 50 cows. And he himself and Fionn went down from that over Luacher to the strand at Bearmain. And Fionn went trying his black horse on the strand, and Cuilta and O'Sheen were racing against him, but it was only folly for them to do that, for he gave a blow to his horse, and away with him to Tariglia, and over the plain of Health and the old ewe of the old valley, to the Inver of Flesk and the Inver of Lemain, to Loch Lane, till he came to the hill of Beamach, and Cuilta and O'Sheen after him. Night is coming on us, said Fionn then. Go look for some place where we can sleep. He looked round then at the rocks to his left hand, and he saw a house and a fire shining out of the valley below. I never knew a house to be in this valley, he said. It is best for us to go see it, said Cuilta, for there are many things we have no knowledge of. Police driving past your house, duck down, don't get caught. The 3 went on then to the house, and they heard screams and crying from it. And when they came to the house, the people of it were very fierce and tough. A big grey man took hold of their horses and brought them in, and shut the door of the house with iron hooks. Hang on, I have to do with the right voice. My welcome to you, Fionn of the Great Name. It is a long time you are coming here. They sat down then on the hard boards of a bed, and the grey man kindled a fire. He threw logs of elder wood on it, till they were near being smothered with smoke. They saw a hag in the house, having 3 heads on her lean neck, and there was on the other side a man without a head, having but 1 eye, and that eye being in his breast. "Rise up, you are in the house. Oi, rise up, you that are in the house, and make music for the king of the Fianna," said the grey man. Hag in the house, hag in the house. Hags, like all the viewers' ears perk up. We love hags. With that, 9 bodies rose out of the corner nearest the Fianna, and 9 heads rose up on the other side of the bed, and they raised 9 harsh screeches together that no one would like to be listening to. This is creepy. This is like a Halloween story. I don't like this. This is uncomfortable. And then the hag answered to them, and the headless man answered. And if all that music was harsh, there was none of it that you would not wish to hear sooner than the music of the one-eyed man. The music that was sung was near the breaking of bones of their heads, and indeed, no sweet music that was. Hello, Crab Ray. It's nice to see you. You'd hope 9 heads rose with 9 bodies, but they're rising on opposite sides. That's the creepy thing. It would be creepy, though, if they were missing a head. That's true. How are you, Crab Ray? Then the big grey man rose up and took the axe that was for cutting logs, and he began striking at the horses, flaying and destroying them. Then there were brought 50 pointed spits of rowan tree, and he put a piece of the horse's flesh on each one of the spits, and settled them on the heap. But when he took the spits from the fire and put them before Fionn, it is raw the flesh on them yet. "Take your food away," said Fionn, "for I have never eaten meat that was raw, and I never will eat it, because of being without a food for 1 day." "If you are come to our house to refuse our food, we will surely go against yourselves, Fionn and Quilta and O'Sheen." With that, all in the house made an attack on the 3, and they were driven back into the corner, and the fire quenched, and the fight went on through the whole night in the darkness. But for Fionn and the way he fought, they would have been put down. But after a while they rose up again, and there was nothing to be seen in the house. And when the sun rose and lighted up the house on the morrow, a mist came into the head of each of the 3, so that they fell as if dead on the floor. Sweet dreams and good night to everyone. Good night, Sochi. Thank you for joining. I hope you have sweet dreams too. After a while they rose again, and there was nothing to be seen of the house or of the people of the house, for they had all vanished. And their horses were there, and they took them and went on, very weak and tired, for a long way till they came to the strand of Berramain. And those 3 that fought against them were the 3 shapes out of the valley of the yew tree that came to avenge their sister, Cullen of the Wide Mount. Ah, I believe she might have... I think she was in another story. Or maybe not. Now as to Cullen, she was a daughter of the King of Munster, and her husband was the King of Ulster's son, and they had a son that was called Fearogue, the young man. And there was hardly a man in Ireland, a man so good as himself in shape and in courage and in casting a spear. At one time he joined in a game with a Fianna, and he did better than them all, and Fionn gave him a great reward. And after that he went out to a hunt they made, and it was by him and by none of the Fianna the first blood was got of a pig or deer. And when they came back, a heavy sickness fell on the man, through the eyes and the envy of the Fianna, and it left him without life at the end of 9 days. And he was buried under a green hill, the shining stone he used to hold in his hand, doing his feats, was put over his head. His mother, Cullen, came to his grave keening for him every day throughout the length of a year, and one day she died there for but the grief of her son, and they put her into the same green hill. But as to Fionn, he was afraid of no earthly thing, and he killed many great serpents in Loch Cullen and Loch Neathach, at Ban Eder and shadow shapes at Loch Lane and Drum Cleave and Loch Leath, and a serpent and a cat in At Cleath. That's a weird way for that story to end. I assume what it's saying is those shapes and serpents were those creatures that kept attacking them, trying to avenge them. Which is kind of a weird position to end the story. Oh, I hate this. My nose is like stuffy, and it's like I've sniffed back so hard. The sniffies are like in the back of my nose, you know. I should probably just clear my nose instead, and like do a big like, you know what I mean? So, chapter 14. How long is this chapter? Oh, we're almost to book 5. Yeah, we might go to there, I think. Chapter 14. The Pigs of Angus. Angus Og, son of the Dagda, made a feast one time at Brún na Boyne. For Fionn and the Fianna of the Gale. Is there pollen around? I don't know, but I'm just sniffly. It's kind of gotten cold. Just get a tissue and blow your nose. I probably should. How long is this story? Yeah, I'll finish the story and then I'll do it. Made a feast one time at Brún na Boyne for Fionn and the Fianna of the Gale. 200 of them were at it, and they were wearing green cloaks and green clothing and crimson cloaks. You know what? I'm gonna do it now because my nose is actually annoying. It's like affecting the way I talk. Okay. Hopefully that helped a little. Ugh. As to the people of Angus's house, it was red silk they had. And Fionn was sitting beside Angus in the beautiful house, and it is long since the like of those two were seen in Ireland, and any stranger would wonder to see why the golden cups were going from hand to hand. Someday Ruadh will be her pea. No, I'm back. Sheesh. Thank you for reminding me. Where were we? Oh yeah. And Angus said out in a loud voice that everyone could hear, "It is a better life than this than to be hunting." And there was anger on Fionn then, and he said, "It is a worse life than hunting to be here, without hounds, without horses, without battalions, without the shouting of armies." "Why are you talking like that, Fionn?" said Angus. "For as to the hounds you have, they would not kill so much as one pig." "You have not yourself," said Fionn, "and the whole host of the Tuatha Dé have not a pig that ever went on dry land that Bran and Skjolin would not kill." "I will send you a pig," said Angus, "that will go from you and your hounds, and that will kill them in the end." Oh my god. You can still hear my voice now. You're here. The steward of the house called out then in a loud voice, "Let everyone go now to his bed, before the lightness of drunkenness comes on you." But Fionn said to his people, "Let us make ready and leave this, for we are but a few among the men of Dea." So they set out and went east-westward till they came to Slieve Fuad, where the Fianna were at that time. And through the whole length of a year after that, the Tuatha Dé were boasting how they would get the better of the Fianna, and the Fianna were thinking how they could do best in the hunt. At the end of that time, Angus sent messengers to Fionn, asking him with great respect if he was ready to keep his word. It's Ghost Ruadh talking. No, I'm here. I didn't die. I came back. And Fionn said he was, and the hounds were brought out, and he himself was holding Bran and Skeolin, one in each hand, and Cuilta had Adnul, and O'Sheen had Ablock, and Mary Bran Beg had Lon and Diarmid. And Diarmid was holding Aetok, and Oscar was holding Macon Shroom, and Garrig was held by Phelan, and Rithfalla of the Long Run by Hungry Conan. These are all dogs that are being held by different people. You're hungry, making me a cheese sandwich? Ooh, enjoy your cheese sandwich, Musa. And hi, it's nice to see you, Musa. Welcome in, welcome in. They were not long there with their hounds till I saw on the plain to the east a terrible herd of great pigs, every one of them the height of a deer, and there was one pig out in front of the rest that was blacker than a smith's coal, and the bristle on its head like a thicket of thorn trees. Then Cuilta let out Adnul, and she was the first to kill a pig of the herd, and then Bran made away from the leash that Fionn was holding, and the pigs ran their best, but she came up with them and took hold of a pig then. And at that Angus said, "O Bran, fosterling of fair-haired Fergus, it is not a right thing you are doing to kill my own son." But when Bran heard that, her ways changed, and it was like an enemy she took hold of the pig, and did not let it go, and held her breath back and kept it for the Fianna. It was over Slieve Crua the hunt went, and Slieve Crot, and from Magcova the Cruachan, and the Fian Breck and the Fian Nias. That evening, when the hunt was over, there was not one pig of the whole herd without a hunt, and there were but 110 pigs left living. But if the hunt brought destruction on Angus, it brought losses on the Fianna as well. For there were 1,000 of their men missing besides serving lads and dogs. 1,000? 1,000 men died to this herd of pigs? You know what, that's actually, if they're like deer-sized pigs, like boars, I could see it. I could see it. Let us go to Bruna Boyne and get satisfaction for our people. Oh, wait, hang on. Let us go to Bruna Boyne and get satisfaction for our people. You ruined the immersion. Well, get used to it, buddy. I often break comments. I'm sorry. That is the advice of a man without sense, said Fionn. For if we leave these pigs the way they are, they will come to life again. Let us burn them, then, and throw their ashes into the sea. Then the 7 battalions of the Fianna made 7 fires for every battalion, but for all they could do, they could not set fire to one pig. Then Bran, that had great sense and knowledge, went away, and she came back bringing 3 logs with her, but no one knows what wood it was they came from. And when the logs were put on the fire, they lit up like a candle, and it was with them the pigs were burnt, and after that their ashes thrown into the sea. Then O'Sheen said once again, Let us go now to Bruna Boyne and avenge the death of their people. So the whole of the Fianna set out for Bruna Boyne, and every step they made could surely be heard through the whole of the skies. Angus sent out messengers. I'm really sorry, I don't know why I'm so stuffed up. And Angus sent out messengers to where Fionn was, offering any one thing to him if he would spare his people. I will take no gift at all from you, Angus of the slender body, so long as there is a room left in your house, north or east, without being burnt. But Angus said, Although you think bad of the loss of your fine people that you have sway over, O Fionn, father of O'Sheen, It is sorrowful to me, the loss of my own good son. For as to the black pig that came before you on the plain, it was no common pig, but my own son. And there fell along with him, he said, the son of the king of the narrow sea, and the king of the sea of gulls, the son of Ilbrek, son of Manannán, and 70 of the comely sons of kings and queens. And it is what destroyed my strength and my respect entirely, they to have been burned away from me in a far place. And it is a pity for you, sweet darling Bran, he said, fosterling of Fergus of the 30 woods and plains, that you did not do something worth praise before killing your own foster brother. And I will put a curse on you, Bran, he said, beyond every hound in Ireland, that you will never see with your eyes any deer that you may ever kill. There was anger on Fionn when he heard that, and he said, If you put a curse on Bran, Angus, there will not be a room left, east or west, in your whole great house, without being burned. If you do that, said Angus, I will put trees and stones in front of you in every battle, and I will know what number of men you have in your armies, looking at them through my ring. They're both just like, if you do this, I'll do that. Yeah, well, if you do that, I'll do this thing. They're trying to one-up each other. Then O'Sheen, that was wise, of course he was wise. It is best for you to agree between yourselves now, and let us be helpful to one another, and pay whatever fines are due. And so ultimately, they agreed to that, and peace was made, and gave children to be fostered by one another, a son of Fionn to Angus, and a son of Angus Og to the Fianna. And for all that, it is not very friendly to Fionn Angus was afterwards. At the time he was following after Diarmid and Grania through the whole length of Ireland. Okay, we'll do these last few pages and then I'll see what's going on. Because we finished this book about hunting after this. Wait, how many pages is it? 1, 2. Is there another set of pages? Or am I going crazy? No, I think I'm going crazy. But this page feels thicker than usual. Do you guys ever have this happen when you're reading a book where you feel a page and you feel like there's another page between it? Like, even though it goes like from one number to the next, it's like this page is thicker than normal. You don't read books, I see. Chapter 15. Yeah, you understand, Mike, you understand. The phantom page, yeah. Put one finger on one side and slide them off. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I was doing there. I was doing exactly that. Hello, Mochi. Hello. It's nice to see you, Mochi. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Chapter 15. The Hunt of Slieve Cuillin. Finn was one time out on the green of Alvuin, and he saw what had the appearance of a grey fawn running across the plain. He called and whistled to his hounds then, but neither hound nor man heard him or came to him, but only Bran and Sciolus. He set them after the fawn, and near as they kept to her, he himself kept nearer to them, till at last they reached to Slieve Cuillin, in the province of Ulster. Sometimes you are reading and then you notice a texture of the page and you can no longer read because you're busy looking at every atom on the page. I do that sometimes too. I know what you mean. You like really focus and you're like, ooh, this is like, it feels nice. Because sometimes pages feel good. You wish you could whistle. Just put your lips together and make a little pinhole and go. That's all. I missed you. You're doing okay. How are you, Pip? Oh. Hello, Lady Hugo. Welcome in. It's nice to see you. We're doing a little bit of reading. It won't work. Oh no. I'm sorry, Pip. I wish I could do the big whistle. You know that whistle where they put like their fingers in their mouth and they whistle and it's super loud. I need to figure out how to do that. But they were no sooner in the hill than the foam vanished from them, and they did not know where she had gone, and Fionn went looking for her eastward, and the hounds towards the west. Don't know how they do that, it's really cool. That's a cute kitty. Pat, 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 Lady Huga. It was not long till Fionn came to a lake, and there was sitting on the brink of it a young girl, the most beautiful he had ever seen, having hair of the colour of gold, and skin as white as lime, and eyes like the stars in time of frost. But she seemed to be some way sorrowful and downhearted. Fionn asked her, did she see his hounds pass this way? I did not see them, she said, and it is little I am thinking of your hounds or your hunting, but of the cause of my own trouble. What is it ails you, woman of the white hands? He said, and is there any way I can help you? It is what I am fretting after, a ring of red gold I lost off my finger in the lake. And I put you under bonds, Fionn of Fianna, to bring it back to me out of the lake. Dude, imagine you go up to ask someone like, hey, you don't look that great. Do you need help? Is something wrong? And they're like, yeah, this is what's wrong with me. And also now you're under oath. You're under oath to help me. You're like, oh no, I accidentally stumbled into a quest, a side quest. Oh my god, you could hear like my nose. You could hear that I'm like dazed. I'm like congested. This sucks. Okay, it's a little bit better now. And with that, side quest time, let's go. With that, Fionn stripped off his clothes and went into the lake at the bidding of the woman. And he went 3 times round the whole lake and did not leave any part of it without searching, till he brought back the ring. He handed it up to her then, out of the water, and no sooner had he done that, she gave a leap into the water and vanished. And when Fionn came up on the bank of the lake, he could not so much as reach it to where his clothes were, for on the moment he, the head and leader of the Fianna, was but a grey, old man, weak and withered. Bran and Skiolan came up to him then, but they did not know him, and they went on around the lake, searching for their master. In Alvuin, when he was finally missed, Quilta began asking after him. Where is Fionn, of the gentle rule and of the spears? Said Quilta. But no one knew where he was gone. There was grief on the Fianna, for they could not find him. But it is what Conan said. I never heard music please me better than to hear the son of Cool is missing, that he may be so through the whole year, and I myself will be king over all of you. And downhearted as they were, as hardly they could keep from laughing when they heard Conan saying that. Quilta and the rest of the chief men of the Fianna set out then looking for Fionn, and they got word of him, and at last they came to Slieve Coolin, and there they saw a withered old man sitting beside the lake, and they thought him to be a fisherman. Tell us, old man, said Quilta, did you see a fawn go by, and 2 hounds after her, and a tall, fair-faced man along with them? I did see. Wait, hang on, I have to get my best old man voice. I did see them. No, that's not a good voice. I can't do it with my nose blocked. There we go. That's a proper old man voice. No, wait, hang on, I have to get it again. I did see them, and it is not long since they left me. Tell me, where are they now? Said Quilta. But Fionn made no answer, for he had not the courage to say to them that he himself was Fionn their leader, being as he was an ailing, downhearted old man, without leaping, running, without walking, grey and sorrowful. He's so old, he's crumbling to dust. Mike, that's literally what happened to, like, O'Sheen. That's like what happened to O'Sheen in Tir na Nog. Well, in some stories it says he survives and he meets up with St. Patrick and he tells him the stories. In others, he grows so old, he immediately ages like 500 years or something, and he just crumbles to dust. We always say he's old. No, I'm not old. Congrats, Mosa. Congrats on the watch streak. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start upping you guys's. I'm gonna start upping those points. You got Dorian grade. Quilter took out his sword from the sheath then and said, "It is short till you will have knowledge of debt, unless you will tell us what happened to those three." Then Fionn told them the whole story. When the 7 battalions of the Fianna heard him, and knew it was Fionn that was in it, they gave 3 loud, sorrowful cries, and so the lake they gave the name of Loch Durga, the Lake of Sorrows. You can't raise the prices, we need them to stay as they are. I'm watching you guys. But Conan of the Sharp Tongue began abusing Fionn and all the Fianna by turns. "You never did give me right praise for my deeds, son of Cool, and you were always the enemy of the sons of Mona. But we are living in spite of you, and I have but one fault to find with your shape, and that is that it was not put on the whole of the Fianna, the same on yourself." Quilta made at him then, bald, senseless, bald. He just. That's really funny to me. That, like, he just starts his insult with bald. Bald, senseless Conan, I will break your mouth to the bone. But Conan ran in then among the rest of the Fianna and asked for protection from them. What a baby. And peace was made again. And as to Fionn, they asked him, was there any cure to be found? "There is," he said. No, wait, hang on, he's old still. There is. There we go. "There is," he said. "For I know well the enchantment was put on me by a woman of the Sheath, Milcura, daughter of Cullen, through jealousy of her sister Aina, and bring me to the hill that belongs to Cullen of Culain, for he is the only one who can give me my shape again." They came around him then, and raised him gently on their shields. Oh, that's so sweet. And brought him on their shoulders to the hill of the Sheed and Coolina. But no one came out to meet them. Then the 7 battalions began digging and rooting up the whole hill, and they went on digging through the lengths of 3 nights and 3 days. At the end of that time, Cullen of Coolina, that some say was Manannán, son of Lear, came out of the hill, holding in his hand a vessel of red gold, and he gave the vessel into Fionn's hand. And no sooner did Fionn drink what was in that vessel than his own shape and his old appearance came back to him, but only his hair, that used to be so fair and so beautiful, like the hair of a woman, never got its own colour again. No, his beautiful long, golden, feminine hair. No, it's so over. It's twink death. For the lake that Coolin's daughter had made for Fionn would have turned all the men of the whole world grey if they had gone into it. Wait a minute, no, now he's like a silver fox, though. Now he's like a silver fox. He's white, wait, no, he's white hair. Masculine Rapunzel. He has white hair, though. That might be even an upgrade. And when Fionn had drunk all that was in the vessel, it slipped from his hand into the earth. That was loosened with the digging, and he saw it no more. But in the place where it went into the earth, a tree grew up, and any that would look at the branches of that tree in the morning, fasting, would have knowledge of all that was to happen on that day. I'm gonna start fasting and like just going up to random trees around the place. See if it works. That, now, is the way Fionn came by his grey hair, through the jealousy of, of Milacrua, of the Sheed, because he had not given his love to her, but rather to her sister Aina. And that finishes for us Book 4 of the Stories of the Fianna. We move on next to Book 5, Oisin's Children. But I think that's for another. Actually, wait, isn't Oisin's Children? Isn't this part really short? Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do this because it's literally 1, 2, 3. Wait, hang on. Am I counting correctly? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 4.5 pages. What time is it? I guess I could go for another little bit. Sure, let's do that. Book 4, Oisin's Children. Now as to Oisin, there was so brave and so comely, that could overtake a deer at its greatest speed, and see a thistle thorn on the darkest night. The wife he took was Eivor of the plaited yellow hair, that was the foreigner's sweetheart of the High King of Ireland. It is beyond the sea she lived, in a very sunny place, and her father's name was Unsa, and her sunny house was thatched with the feather of birds, and the doorposts were of gold, and the doors of ribbed grass. And Oisin went there looking for her, and he brought for her against the High King, and against an army of Fir Bolgs he had helping him, and he got the better of them all, and brought away Eivor of the yellow hair to Ireland. He had a daughter that married the son of Olol, son of Owen, and of Bera, daughter of the King of Spain. It was Owen that was driven out of Ireland one time, and it is to Spain he went to safety. And Bera, that was the daughter of the King of Spain, was very shining and beautiful. And her father had a mind to know who would be her husband, and he sent for his druid and asked that question of him. I can tell you that, said the druid, for the man that is to be her husband will come to land in Spain this very night, and you let your daughters go eastward to the river Eivor, he said, and she will find a crimson spotted salmon in that river, having shining clothing on him from head to tail, and let her strip that clothing off him, and make with it a shining shirt for her husband. So Bera went on to the river Eivor, and found that golden salmon as the druid had said, and stripped him of his salmon clothing, and made a shining shirt of it. What the fuck? She just mugged a salmon. She mugged a fancily dressed salmon. That's so mean. And as to Owen, the waves of the shore put a happy welcome on him, and he came to the same night to the king's house, and the king gave him a friendly welcome, and it's what all the people said, that there was never seen a comelier man than Owen, or a woman more beautiful than Bera, and that it was fitting for them to come together. And Owen's own people said that they would not be sorry for being sent away out of Ireland if only Owen could get her for his wife. What would the fish do? He's just being a fish. He's just being a fish. He's just being a cute, cool salmon. And after a while, the king sent his druid to ask Owen why he would not ask for Bera. I will tell you that, said Owen. It would not be fitting for me to be refused a wife, and I am but in exile in this country, and I have brought no treasures or gold with me out of Ireland for giving to learned men and to poets. But for all that, he said, the king's daughter is dear to me, and I think I have the friendship of the king. The druid returned with such a message. That, said the King of Spain, is the answer of a king. And bid my daughter to sit at Owen's right hand. I give her to him this very night. Hello, Squilbert. Squilbert, I like that, mate. I like that name, Squilbert. VT, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. And when Bera, the king's daughter, heard that, she sent out her serving maid to bring the shirt she had made for Owen, and she put it on him over his armour, and its shining was seen in every place, and it was from this wearing of the shirt he got the name Owen the Bright. And Olol was the very first son they had had, and it was he that had his ear bitten off by Aina of the Sheed in revenge for her brother, and it was his son married Oisin's daughter afterwards. A lot of interesting stories that... Oh, Olol was the first son they had, I see. And as to Oscar, who's another son... Oh, sorry. Another son of Oisin. Of all the young men of the Fianna, he was the very best in battle. And when he was but a young child, he was made much of by the whole of the Fianna, and it is for him they used to keep the marrow bones, and they did not like to put any hardship on him. He grew up tall and idle, and no one thought he would turn out as strong as he did. And one day there was an attack made on the troop of the Fianna, and all that were in it were out to fight, but they left Oscar after them. And when he knew the fight was going on, he took a log of wood, being the first thing that he could find, and attacked the enemy, and made a great slaughter, and they gave way and ran before him. And from that out there was no battle he did not go into, and he was said to be the strongest of all the Fianna, though the people of Connacht said that Cole was the strongest. And he and Diarmid, son of Divna, were comrades and dear friends, and it was Diarmid taught him feats of arms and skill and of chess playing, and Oisin his father took great pride in his son Oscar, and his grandfather Fionn. One time Fionn was holding a feast at Alvuin, and he asked the chief men of the Fianna that were there what was the music they thought the best. "To be playing games," said Conan. "That is the very best music I've heard." For though Conan was a good hand against an enemy, there was never a man had less sense. They're so mean to Conan. "The music I like best is to be talking with women, or to be talking with a woman," said Diarmid. "My music is the outcry of my hounds, and they putting a deer to its last stand," said Luig's son. "The music of the woods is best to me," said Oisin. "The sound of the wind and of the cuckoo and the blackbird, and the sweet silence of the crane." And then Oscar was asked, and he said, "The best music is the striking of swords in battle." And it is likely he took after Finn in that, for in spite of all the sweet sounds he gave an account of the time he was at Conan's house at Kinsleave, it used to be said by the Fianna that the music that was best with Finn was what happened. This is how the way Oscar met his wife. One time Fionn and his men came to Slieve Crot, and they saw a woman waiting for them before him, having a crimson-fringed cloak and a gold brooch in it, and a band of yellow gold on her forehead. Fionn asked her name, and where she came from. "Etain of the Fair-haired is my name, daughter of Aed of the White-breast of the hill, of the Sheed at Bain-Eder, son of Aegis Og." "What has it brought you here, girl?" said Fionn. "To ask a man of the Fianna of Ireland to run a race with me." "What sort of runner are you?" said Diarmid. "I am a good runner," said the girl. I just thought of the meme where it's like, what type of game is it? Is it a grindy game or a story game or whatever the meme is? Where it's like, look inside X, it's X thing. I can't explain. It's way too difficult of a meme to explain. If you guys know what I mean, you get what I mean when I read the words, "I'm a good runner." For it is the same to me if the ground is long or short under my feet. All of the Fianna that were there then set out to run with her, and they ran to the height over Banamere and on to Otclia, and from that onto the hill of the Sheed at Bain-Eder. And there was a good welcome before them, and they were brought meat and wine for drinking and water for washing their feet. And after a while they saw a nice fair-haired girl in front of the vats, and a cup of white silver in her hand, and giving out a drink to everyone. It seems to me that is the girl came asking the Fina to race against her at Sleeve Cross, said Fionn. It is not, said Ea the white beast, for that is the slowest woman there among us. Who was it so, said Fionn. It was Bain Manor, daughter of Aen Ciol, woman messenger of the Tuatha, and it is she that changes herself into all shapes. She will take the shape of a fly and of a true lover, and everyone leaves their secrets with her. And it was she who outran you coming from the east, and not this other girl that was drinking, making merry here in the hall. What is her name? Said Fionn. Etain of the white hair, she said, daughter of my own and darling of the Tuatha, and it is the way with her. She is a lover of the man of the Fianna. That is well, said Fionn. And who is that lover? It is Oscar, son of Oisin, said Hyde, and it is she herself sent her messenger for you, in her own shape, to Sleeve Croft in the south, and the son of the High King of Ireland has offered a great bride price in a men of Dea for her, 300 of the land nearest to Brega and to Meath, and to put himself and his weight of gold into a balance, and to give it all to her. Okay, I'm saying right now, if I marry someone, they ain't getting my weight in gold. Okay, maybe Genzuki, but that's a lot of money. I gotta invest more for that. But we did not take it, he said, since we had no mind of it, or wish for it herself, and so we made no dealing or arrangement for her. Well, said Fionn, and what conditions will you ask of Oscar? Never to leave me for anything at all but my own fault, said the girl. I will make that agreement with you indeed, said Oscar. Give me sureties for it, said she. Give me the sureties of gold for the sons of Moma, and Fionn, son of Cool, for the Fianna of Ireland. So they gave those sureties, and the wedding feast was made, and they stopped there for 20 nights. At the end of that time, Oscar asked Fionn, where would he bring his wife? Bring her to Wide Alvuin for the first 7 years, said Fionn. But a while after that, in a great battle at Bayonader, Oscar got so heavy a wound, that Fionn and the Fianna were as if they had lost their wits. And when Etain of the fair hair came to the bed where Oscar was lying, and saw the way he was, that the great king-like shape he had was gone from him, greyness and darkness came on her, and she raised pitiful cries, and she went to her bed. Her heart broke in her like a nut, and she died of grief for her husband and her first love. Yet it was not at that time Oscar got his death, but afterwards, at the Battle of Grava. Damn, that's a sad way to end the reading today. Anyway, that'll bring us on to book 4, which is, book 6, sorry, which is all about Diromid. So I'm sure that'll be interesting when we get to it. But thank you guys so much for joining our little reading today. It was nice to read again. I haven't done it in a little while, and it was definitely kind of something I needed, I think. Something just nice and relaxing, yeah. Thank you, Mike. You wanted reading for a while. I'm sorry if my nose was like all stuffy, if my voice sounded a little nasally or kind of off today. Ooh, excuse me. How dare you be sick? I know. I'm so mad about it. I'm so mad. I gotta take my vitamins more. Ooh, who could we raid, I wonder? Who could we raid? Okay. Oh, you know what? Stefzu is live. And she's actually doing a reading stream. So I think we'll raid into her. Ugh. 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 You're raiding 1 more hour? No, Pip. I have to go to sleep. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Good night, sleepy Irishman. Thank you, Manuel. And thank you guys again so much for joining. Garev Mila Mahagat and Slán Gafol. And yeah, we'll see. Might try and do. I'll try and do more reading streams. I don't want to hold myself to like one type of stream a week, because if I do that, I'm only doing like 3 to 4 normal streams a week. It could like really take up a lot of time. But I'll try and do at least something kind of ASMR-y. Hi, Jen. Hello, hello. I don't know if you were. Lurking for a while. Maybe you just joined right as I was ending. Good night, Woo. Good night, Mike. Good night, Pip. Good night, Manuel. Nini, Jen. I hope you have a nice time. I hope you all are having a lovely weekend. I hope you all have a lovely weekend too. You just joined, but his Succubus stream was good. It was I think it was really good up until I started reading. Then like it got really boring because I was reading. No. But I will see you guys because I only have 8 seconds. Bye bye. Thank you for joining. Bye bye. Go be nice to Steph. I just realized I never streamed.